Okay, we're here at Contamination, the horror, sci-fi, and pop culture con in St. Louis, Missouri, and we are here with St. Louis native, I believe, Kevin Caliber. So, wait, hold on. You're looking at me funny. I mean, were you from St. Louis?
No, yeah, I am from St. Louis. Born and raised, moved out to L.A.
So St. Louis native.
That.
I was right.
That's
okay,
right.
good. Because
yeah,
you were looking at me
it.
for a minute. I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah, I was waiting to see where you were going with that.
Okay.
Yeah, born and raised in South County, St. Louis.
Okay, great. So Kevin Caliber here, St. Louis native. Got it right. Okay, and currently, I believe you're featured on Supergirl, right?
Yeah, that's right. I played Superman on season 1 of Supergirl.
So we actually have Superman here.
We have Superman. How awesome is that?
That's pretty
Superman.
iconic. You know, I mean, it's actually quite an exclusive list. I mean, of course, you have Christopher Reeve, you have
Brandon Roth.
I mean, Dean Cain, and
Henry Cavill.
Yeah, and here we are with, we have Kevin Caliber. It's not a huge list, so to play an iconic figure like Superman is pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah,
so,
thank you. Yeah, it was
congratulations.
a bit of a trip. It was one of those ones I didn't even know what I was going into. Whenever I got there, they said Superman type.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I get there, and then they send you off to costuming, and then
how was that like the first time? If you didn't know going in, and they bring up the costume,
and
here's your costume, and it's a Superman
well,
suit.
it took about 3 months to actually build the costume.
Oh wow!
So I go to Warner Brothers. I'm getting ready to cross the street after I parked, and I look over, and there's this very Superman-looking guy next to me. And then we go through security, and I notice we're going to the exact same place. And then you walk in there, and there is 8 statuesque men that any one of them, all with jawlines, they could cut glass, and it's okay. I guess this is what we're doing. And everybody else was looking like they were poured into their shirts, just the tightest shirts you could ever imagine. Their hair, I mean, these guys were on point.
Right.
And then they pulled 2 of us aside, and then took us over to the producers, and then it just kind of snowballed from there. And it wasn't until about it was the second costume fitting whenever everybody just started calling me Superman. They're like, oh, Superman's here for his next fitting. And then that's whenever it kind of started. And then the real clincher, of course, was day 1 of filming, whenever I go to my trailer and it just says Superman on the door. And I was like, okay, this is where I am.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and then first time I go into hair and makeup, because I actually dyed my hair to make it a little bit darker.
Sure.
And
you gotta look the part. It's an iconic look. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I go in, and sitting to my right is Dean Cain, who of course was Superman and Lois and Clark. And then sitting to my left was Helen Slater, who played Supergirl in the '80s movie.
Oh, right.
So I'm sitting in between the two of them, and then another funny tidbit: the guy who's doing my makeup, I say, "Hey, do you usually do beauty makeup?" Because he's just making me look pretty. And he goes, "No, I like doing effects." I said, "Oh yeah, I bet, because that's got to be funny." He goes, "Yeah, I did Michael Jackson in Thriller."
Jeez.
And now you're putting on foundation for me.
Wow.
And then he says the last good one that people liked is he did Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder. I go, you made him blackface. He said they had so many laughs about it. They're like, do we tone it down? Nope, you go full blackface.
Crank it up.
If you're gonna do it, go balls to the wall.
Yeah, that was a great movie. Great character. That was fantastic. So that's pretty cool. That's awesome. So you're from St. Louis. I was kind of checking out some of your research. You did some time in the military?
Yeah, that was what originally took me out to California. I was in the Marine Corps, so I was stationed out in Oceanside, California. Absolutely fell in love with the area. No offense to Missouri. It was a great place.
Well, the weather out there is beautiful.
It ruins you. It really does. I came back here, and I actually was playing music, and then I shot a TV pilot here out of a great group that works out of St. Louis called Cool Fire Media.
Okay.
And we shot a pilot and never got off the ground, and the band wasn't together. I wasn't attached to the TV show, so I said now's the time to make the move to LA. Yeah, there just wasn't quite enough of the entertainment industry here to do it.
Right. Yeah. As much as I love St. Louis, we've been here all just love the area, but you're kind of right. Like when it comes to entertainment stuff, they're just so limiting what your options are.
It's the entertainment capital of the world.
Well,
of course, yeah. So, and all the rest of it revolves around,
Exactly.
Right, Central St. Louis, absolutely.
So, done Superman. I mean, Superman is the biggest thing on Supergirl, the TV show. Fantastic, absolutely wonderful. Now, we're a horror podcast. I was curious. Do you have horror in your catalog there?
Oh, I do have horror.
Yeah.
Yes, I've done quite a few little things. I've died in so many weird ways. I've done plenty of the bad horror that will probably never be released, unfortunately, because just distribution wise. And then I recently was a part of a film called Death House, which they're trying to say is the Expendables of horror.
Awesome.
So I actually got killed by Sid Haig in that. So
Oh,
who is
wow.
an absolute icon.
There you go.
Got to sit in a room, just sit in the green room waiting with the likes of Vernon Wells, Kane Hodder.
Yeah.
And
that's
just sitting there
amazing.
shooting the shit with them. Barbara Crampton, Dee Wallace, just
Wow.
an absolute phenomenal list of people. And
Yeah,
that's
great,
awesome.
great project to be in. And I was,
We'll have to keep an eye out for that one. Death House.
yeah, that's right. It'll be out. We just I think they just got the first edit done, so I believe
Okay.
it'll be in the fall. And then the other one that I just finished up filming is one called Ugly Sweater Party, and that is the Christmas horror comedy. It is going to be fantastic. We did not hold back. It's going to be bloody, gruesome, ridiculous.
That sounds right up our alley, man.
That's
up our
right.
alley.
Yeah, look out for that one. Come
And
come
festive.
Christmas time. That's right.
Well, we did like this past year, we did a whole month of like Christmas themed horror movies. So if that, when that one comes out,
we'll definitely watch it.
We'll
Yeah.
with that one.
Oh, we're due for a new one. I mean, there's only so many times I can watch Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Yeah,
I mean,
there you go. There's a good-
I watch that every Christmas.
That's
so,
one of the movies we've done.
We did an
Oh,
episode
of
on that
course,
one.
Of course,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, and it's. I think I was talking to you a little bit yesterday. It just blows my mind that it hasn't been done before, because ugly Christmas sweaters have been around for the last 10, 15 years. People have been having these parties. Why hasn't anyone made it into like a horror film, or just kind of at least even a comedy or something with
Absolutely.
it? And the fact that it's finally being done, you're in it, that's great. I'm very excited about it. I think it sounds awesome.
Yeah, both the Death House and this Ugly Christmas or Ugly Sweater Party. Great.
Yeah.
Sound like awesome. I'm gonna be really excited to see
I
these
think
when
it'll
they
be
come
a
out.
great time. Yeah.
I'm gonna cut in here because you said you died in some really unique or really many different ways. So
That's
can you
right.
tell us some of the more unique ways that you have been offed or killed in a movie?
Well, I twisted my own head off in
that takes
in
skill.
one of the Terror Tunes. Are you guys familiar with Terror Tunes?
No,
No,
but that
that
one
one I'm
sounds
not.
pretty.
Oh,
Twisted your own head
Amazing.
off.
Twisted my own head off after I stabbed a guy next to me. So I was like, well, at least I got to do that before I
Kill somebody, murder, suicide thing. Go on.
That's right. And then I got eaten by a velociraptor in the amazing film Jurassic City.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, another total A picture.
Yeah, just kind of running with that one. Okay, all right.
Yeah, and what else did I do? I actually showed a film, one of my films here that I personally produced, a film called The Deal. Showed that here at the screening yesterday. And I ended up getting my hand twisted behind. I was the muscle in that one, and a little girl came and twisted my arm, took my gun, and shot me.
That's gotta be tough. This must have been a badass little girl, because you're a real fit guy. I mean, you're Superman. I
Absolutely,
mean, come on.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
there's-
Sometimes that's the magic of the movie making.
Yeah. But speaking of which, also I know you have a catalog of fitness, doing fitness modeling, any type of like workouts, personal training, I'm guessing, and stunt work. You've done a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
it
I got
seems.
into doing the fitness and the stunts. It's just always been a part of me. After the Marine Corps, it's just always staying in shape. I've been really fortunate enough that with the military training, I get to go on to big movie sets, because instead of teaching actors how to hold weapons, you bring in the real deal.
Right.
So I got to work in 300. I worked in Ninja Turtles. I did Thor, Captain America,
Wow.
just out there running and gunning, shooting them up. It's just so much fun, taking the falls, doing the stunts, and then the fitness kind of became another thing. That the old fitness videos. I'm the featured guy on like the dailyburn.com, was great.
I've actually heard of Daily Burn. I do know that.
Yeah,
I know of it.
everybody with Hulu, whenever they see those annoying commercials that pop up, because they only show you like 3 commercials on Hulu, whenever you see the Daily Burn, look for me. I'm the guy on the right. A friend of mine, I met his fiance, and she says, you have no idea how annoying you are to me. I go, what do you mean? This is the first time I've ever met you. She says, every time we watch Hulu, my fiance says, "Hey, look, there's Kevin." She's like, "It's the same commercial. Like every commercial break." He's like, "I can't help it. I see him." It's like
that's funny.
I was like, "Yeah, awesome. I do that to my friends too." I was like, anytime or whatever I walk around, I'm on like book covers and all sorts of weird, goofy stuff like that. I'm on like pool box stuff. You know, the good old early modeling days, my early days in LA, and everybody, you know, they go around and just point at them. It's like pretty
like
funny.
the old like stock photo picture.
That's
just like a random guy.
Just me delivering dry cleaning, you know, and it's always like, will this guy be the one delivering my dry cleaning?
Oh my God,
that's good.
I'm laughing too much. Okay.
So as you know, we're a horror podcast. We watch bad movies. We watch horror movies. You know, so that's kind of what we do. We love horror movies. We have favorites. We also watch crappy ones. So we have two questions for you. What is one of your favorite horror movies?
Favorite horror movies? The original April Fool's Day. It was kind of a different take on it. That was one. I mean, I grew up in the '80s, so that was one that I watched so many times.
We did an episode on April Fool's Day.
Yeah, I did not make it through the last April Fool's Day.
Yeah. The remake is.
I couldn't do it. I tried.
Yeah,
it didn't happen. So
I don't blame on that one. I did make through it, but I'm not proud of it.
Right. Yeah. One of the other ones from that era that just always I could turn it on right now and watch it any point of the movie is Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Awesome.
Yeah, we did that one.
It's one of those that I wish that maybe they could remake that.
Well,
I would go
good news
do that.
for you. They are making a sequel. It comes out, I think, sometime next year.
2017,
2017 or something like that. They are making a sequel.
Who is making that? I need to tell my agent to get a hold of them right away.
The research I found is, I believe it's the people, the original.
The actual
the
original
brothers.
filmmakers.
The two brothers who did it,
Oh, that is phenomenal.
And like Mike Tobacco is coming back to play the same character's coming back. It's you look forward to that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
that's
great.
We did an
phenomenal.
episode on that one too. We had a fun time. Now the follow-up question then is on the opposite side of that coin is what movie sticks out in your mind, especially in the horror movie that was just so bad, like that was just garbage to you, or
even if it was that bad, you kind of had fun watching it.
It came back around and became so bad it's good. Like you have one of those that sticks out in your mind.
Oh, geez, which one would that be? Well. Jeez, that's a tough one. I remember the first time watching The Evil Dead. I was young, and I remember not getting it, and it was just because there's very very little storyline to it. It just keeps, it's just one scene to the next.
Yeah.
But it just throttles you, and the older that I got, there's just more appreciation of it, and it just the way that it just churns, it just keeps coming at you. And then doing the research about it and finding out what they went through with Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi, how it started off as a short, and then they're doing this, then they're like, and then they look back and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe we had a tree raping a woman. like that was not in the script.
Right,
They're just like, what else could we do?
Yeah.
But so whenever I was young, it was just like so over my head.
Sure.
And now I could go back and the practical effects, because I'm still a practical guy.
We love it.
I absolutely love it, and that's something that just the CGI really gets lost on me these days.
That's one of our better answers, actually.
Yeah, that's a great one.
I like it a lot.
I guess, it's shameless plug time. Like, other than like what we've already talked about, is there anything else that you want to pitch, or like our listeners can follow you at, like a Twitter and Instagram?
Yeah, the
Facebook,
Instagram, the IMDb, the Facebook are all just Kevin Caliber across the board. Follow me on there. I do as many updates as I can. KevinCaliber.com. Everything's always coming out down the pipeline. There's a lot of projects I did quite a while ago. You know how it is. Sometimes it takes forever for these things to come out.
For posts to get done.
Absolutely. It is what it is. It's funny whenever you go to do an interview about something that you shot a year and a half ago and you barely even remember it. Like, who's that guy? Oh yeah.
So it's with Supergirl, and being again Superman, big thing. That's coming up. Season 2 will be coming, I guess, next year coming up. We see you again as Superman? You don in the tights?
I actually got replaced. I was season 1 on CBS. They're changing networks. They're going to the CW. So they're going younger with it. He's going to be a teeny bopper. It's the CW. You know, they're going to give it the CW treatment. They're going to get a nice little skinny guy with pretty eyes in there, and You know, they got a guy from Teen Wolf, is what it is. So he's already got the teen thing on lock. So I guess you know they're going to go more the Superboy route.
That just seems weird. I maybe you can't answer this, but I watched every episode of Supergirl. I watched all of them, and because I'm a big comic book geek, I love them all. And the fact that the whole storyline is that Superman's supposed to be, you know, just older than her because the whole everything, like that's how it happened. So are they taking, like, is this like, are they already rebooting Supergirl? Like they're going to start over
It's
again?
not going to be a total reboot. It is going to be a retool, and he is only going to be in a couple episodes because they're still, whenever we shot the pilot, Glenn Winters was the director, and he was the one that Smallville was his big.
Yeah.
It was his, so whenever I came on, it was like, all right, Superman, we're doing this, we're doing this, we're doing this. We did all these film days. I filmed for like 2 weeks. We're all over the place, and then once they cut the pilot, then they got into the showrunner's hands, and then they're like, no, we're not going to do Superman. It's going to take away from Supergirl. So instead, they're going to do this. So it kind of became this tease. I mean, it was a season-long teasing.
Yeah, like we'd see like in silhouette or like this back of the sun.
Back of the head,
You just see a little bit of blue.
A cape flowing or something. Right.
Exactly.
Right,
it's like, I remember whenever we shot that, and I had no idea what the camera was pointing at, and as I'm standing there with a wind machine blowing at me, and I'm just standing there stoically. Exactly. And it's like, well, all this stuff's going on around me, and they're like, just stand there. I'm like, okay. And in my head, it's like the picture of the guy who's walking away from the explosion. I mean, it's just, I'm standing there, the badass, with everything going on around me, and it's so stoic. And then you see it, and you're like, oh, they were shooting my ankle. That's a rather weird angle that they had there.
That's funny.
Oh, that's so good. That's great.
Well, thank you so much. I think we can end on that.
Yeah,
That's pretty
we won't
good.
take up any more of your time. I know you're busy, man, but thank you so much for sitting down
Great.
with us. This was
Thanks
awesome.
for having me, guys.
This was a
Appreciate
lot of
you guys
fun.
coming out.
All right. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.